didn't realize how eloquent former Latin America presidents were, and so I now feel I have to raise my game in my introduction. So let me tell you a bit about Aditya and Siddharth, who are to my left, and to put them in context a bit, because they're both quite accomplished. They both have excellent educations. They've both risen from beginnings to put themselves in senior positions in the financial industry in the City of London, and none of that's relevant, not today. What's relevant is what's happening in the world of finance. Because just as the worlds of music and the worlds of publishing have been demonstrably changed forever by the tidal wave of change that the internet creates, so too will money. There's a rise of a democratization of money, and that's a good thing. Because right now, the access to money itself is essentially a privileged access. Some people get better access than others. If you're a consumer, or if you're a small business, you get less access to money. There are gaps, huge gaps that are artificial. If you walk into an airport as a consumer, and you walk by one of the many money changers, you're getting a raw deal. You know you're getting a raw deal. You're buying and selling money for no purpose except to be able to use the same money somewhere else. And somebody else gets a better deal. And across all areas of the finance industry, the same thing is replicated. And so what makes me very interested in what Aditya and Siddharth are doing is their startup that they do after work. They have a 9-to-5 job, and they have a 5-to-9 job. And the 5-to-9 job is a new business that introduces the peer-to-peer exchange of money in a very novel and possibly very scalable and impactful way. So gentlemen, I give it to Aditya and Siddharth.
Thank you, Doug, for that introduction. We'd like to start by telling you two stories. A few years ago, I attended the One Young World conference in Zurich. My evening flight from London was delayed, and it was upon landing that I realized I'd forgotten to carry any Swiss francs. Now, landing in Zurich late on a cold, wet Wednesday evening with no francs in my pocket and not a currency exchange shop in sight was not a fun experience. Over the next few days, I met lots of people from all corners of the world, and I realized that if I'd struggled with remembering the right currency, others must have too.
I recently traveled to Dubai, and I had pounds in my pocket, and I wanted to convert them into dirhams. I surveyed multiple currency exchange brokers and realized that at best, the cost of converting pounds into dirhams and dirhams back into pounds was in the range of 5 to 7%. Moreover, the hassle of standing in line, as well as waiting in queue, was actually quite personally irritating. Made me think, wouldn't it be cool if you could come up with some mechanism whereby we could exchange cash, which would be cheaper, faster, more fun, and just cooler?
And it was these experiences which inspired us to create a tool to challenge the traditional model of changing currency. And so Bartr, spelled B-A-R-T-R, was born. Bartr is a peer-to-peer mobile application which allows people to meet and exchange cash in different currencies. Bartr's purpose is simple. It is to give people the chance to save money by transacting with people around them at more favorable exchange rates relative to what they're getting at traditional currency exchange shops. In addition, Bartr aims to make the experience of changing money more fun by allowing users to transact with like-minded people around them. Aditya would now like to show you how it works very quickly.
What Bartr needs to know is three things: the currency you have, the currency you want, and the amount of currency you have. In this case, for example, you have 100 pounds and you want euros. What Convert button does is just tells you exactly how much is 100 pounds worth in euros, which in this case is 127 euros. What Bartr does next is it lists all the matches of people around you who have exactly the opposite needs. For example, in this case, as you can see, it's listed Michael to Siddharth, And each of these users want pounds and have euros. You can chat with any one of them. You can sort them by rating or by distance. Let's say we pick Michael as a user who we want to chat with. Now, once you've had a conversation with Michael and come to some kind of an understanding as to what you want to exchange and at what level you want to exchange, you can then press on the map button on the top right-hand corner. This map button takes you to another page, which then lists your location, which is you. It lists a halfway midpoint between you and Michael, which is the midpoint on the top in the green, and also allows you to choose an independent suggested meeting point of your choice. Interestingly, the same meeting point then also lists within your chat, which in this case is a place in London, on which if you were to click, you can actually get a fastest route from where you are to this suggested meeting point. The whole point of the app being to make currency exchange easy in a 2 to 3 step process.
We think that's pretty cool. Now, we think that previous experiences at the One Young World Summit have in many ways laid the foundation for Bartr. In fact, both Bartr and One Young World share similar ethos. We're trying to improve the way we do things. Bartr allows people to save their hard-earned money rather than squander it on unnecessary fees and commission. Currently, it is estimated that over $3 billion a year is spent on transfer commission, and this is something that we think is an injustice for many people. And we also think that Bartr can be part of the solution to this big problem. And so this is our call of action to you, One Young World. You are the very first people to know about Bartr, and we need you to make this work. Specifically, we need your help in 3 ways. Firstly, download the app right now. It's free on iOS and Android. Please tweet about it, and like our Facebook pages and follow us on Instagram. Secondly, please use it, even if it is a test transaction. There are 1,300 people here, and I'm willing to bet not all of you know each other. So use this as a platform if you need to talk to each other and to get to know each other. And finally, please contact us with your feedback and tell us what works and tell us what doesn't. We'd love to hear from you. Please remember what's at stake here. This is about letting people keep hold of their hard-earned cash. And Bartr is an app that Aditya and I would like to dedicate to One Young World. And with your help, it will go down in history as the first ever app created for the world by One Young World. Thank you.
Well done, guys. Really well done.